Hi there, myself Mr. Irfan Malik, once again in front of you with a new video lecture titled on animal tissues. In this video, we will discuss all facts about animal tissues. Before studying the animal tissues, I have a kind request to subscribe the channel. Thank you. So my dear, in this video, the contents would be as the introduction, the definition of animal tissues, the classification of animal tissues, and the structure and functions. So be ready to study the introduction. In the previous lectures, I told you that the branch of science that deal with the study of tissue is called the histology, and the term histology was introduced by the Mayer first time. By the way, Marshall Marcello Malpighi is the founder of histology. It is to be believed that the Marshall Marcello Malpighi was the first person who thought to study about the tissues. Beckett introduced the term tissues. This is very important questions for the various types of competitive exams. Tissues is found only in the multicellular organism. In unicellular organism, tissue is not present. Tissue is a group of many cells that combine together to form organs. So now we can discuss to the definition of animal tissues. In the previous lectures, I told you that all the animal cells are lack of cell wall. Cell wall is the outer covering layer that is present only in an plant cell, but in case of animal cell wall is absent. So these cell means the animal cell group together to form animal tissues. Hence you can define it. The animal tissue is a group of animal cells that are vary in the structure, origin and functions. If you want to know about the classification of animal tissues, that the classification of animal tissues can be classified on the various of their cellular composition, and one another classification of animal tissues can also be done on the basis of their origin. So first of all, we will study to the classification of animal tissues on the basis of their cellular compositions. So my dear, on the basis of cellular compositions, animal tissues can be classified into four major type of tissues, like the epithelial tissues, connective tissues, muscle tissues and nervous tissues. These four types of tissues can be converted into the organ level organization in any animal bodies, where the epithelial tissues is help in the covering of the body, the muscle tissues is help in the movement for the body, connective tissue is help in the support to the body, and nervous tissues is help in the control and coordination for the organism. So first of all, we would discuss about the epithelial tissues. Epithelial word is a combination of two Latin words. The first is epi, epi means outer, and second is the thelia, which means the covering layer. Hence you can define it, the epithelial tissues are the outer covering layer of organism which is widespread throughout the body. They form the covering of all body surface, line body cavities and hollow organs. All glands are made up of epithelial tissues, and that is the important questions for the various competitive exams. So now the functions of epithelial tissues, as I told you that epithelial tissues is the outer covering layer of the animal that perform a variety of functions such as the protection, it provides protection to the body, secretion, it is also help in the secretions of various type of chemical enzymes, absorption, it also help in the absorption, excretion, filtration, diffusion and the sensory reception. These all are the various functions which is performed by the epithelial tissues for any living organism. So now the classification of epithelial tissues. Further, epithelial tissues can be classified in the various groups such as on the basis of number of layer. Remember the point, on the basis of number of layer, epithelial tissues can be classified into following groups. The first is single layered epithelial tissues. The first is single layered epithelial tissues. Further, the single layered epithelial tissues can be classified into the various groups like simple squamous epithelial tissues. The second, simple columnar epithelial tissues. Next is the simple cuboidal epithelial tissues. And remember the point, the simple squamous, simple columnar and simple cuboidal all are the single layered epithelial tissues. The second type of epithelial tissues is the multilayer epithelial tissues like stratified squamous epithelial tissues, stratified columnar epithelial tissues and stratified cuboidal epithelial tissues. All such type of tissues are the multi-layered epithelial tissues. Hence, first of all, we would discuss to the single layer epithelial tissues. Let us we have to start that these may be the simple squamous epithelial tissues. Simple squamous epithelial tissues is a single layer epithelial tissues, means it is made up by only one layer. Squamous is a Latin word which means the line, means the simple squamous epithelium tissues would be linear in their shape. Hence, you can say that the shape of squamous epithelium would be linear. The simple squamous epithelium tissue is found in the air sac of lungs. It is lined with the heart wall. It is lined with the blood vessels and other lymphatic vessels. It acts to allow material to pass throughout the body by the process called diffusion and filtration. It also helps in the secretions and lubrications of various substances. The second is the simple cuboidal epithelium. Simple cuboidal epithelium tissue also would be a single layered. You can see that the shape of this type of tissue would be in the cube-like form. Hence, due to the cube-like shape, this tissue is known as the simple cuboidal epithelium tissues. The simple cuboidal epithelium tissues is found in ducts and various secretory portions of small glands, and also it is found in the kidney tubules. If you want to know the function of simple cuboidal epithelium tissues, it helps in the secretions and absorption. The next is the simple columnar epithelium tissues. As you can see that the shape of these tissues are columnar in shape. Hence, it is also can be said the simple columnar epithelium tissue. It is also would be the single layered epithelium tissue which is found in the ciliated tissues like in bronchi, uterine tubes, uterus. Smooth non-ciliated tissues are in the digestive tract, gallbladder, etc. It helps in the absorption. It also secretes the mucus and various types of exams. Now go to the next, the multi-layered epithelium tissues, and remember the point, all the tissues of this category would be multi-layered tissues. So the first is the stratified squamous tissues. Squamous means when the linear cells combine together, they form the stratified squamous epithelium tissues. Stratified squamous epithelium tissues can be found with the lines of esophagus, mouth, vagina and other reproductive ducts of male and female. It also acts in the protection against abrasions. Second is the stratified cuboidal epithelium tissues. The shape of stratified cuboidal tissues would be cube-like in shape and it is double or triple or tetraploid in layer, means there would be two or more layer of cube-like shape to form stratified cuboidal epithelium tissues. Cuboidal epithelium tissues can be seen in the sweat glands, salivary glands and the mammary glands. They help in the protection of the glands and the body. Next is the stratified columnar epithelium tissues. Columnar, we can see that this tissue is looking columnar in their shape and there are two or more layer of the columnar epithelium tissues. Hence, it is known as the stratified columnar epithelium tissues. The stratified columnar epithelium tissues can be seen in the male urethra and the ducts of some glands. It is also help in the secretions and protection for the bodies. Now, second type of tissue is the muscle tissue. Muscle tissue is made up by the several long, thin and fibrous myofibrils. Myofibrils is known as the muscle cells, means muscle tissue is made up by several long, thin and fibrous muscle cells. It is about half of your body's weight is muscle tissues, means the half weight of your bodies would be only the muscle tissues, and it is the important questions for the competitions attitude. The muscle tissues are located between two bones. It is the location of muscle tissues. It is formed during the embryonic development through a process known as the myogenesis. It is once again the important questions in any exams. Myogenesis can be asked that what is myogenesis. So myogenesis is a process in which muscle tissue is formed. If you want to know about the size of these tissues, it may be small to large, means millimeters to centimeters in length and from 10 to 100 micrometer in width. That is about the size of muscle tissues. They are contractile in nature. Point is that the muscle tissues are movable. Now, functions of muscle tissues. Muscle tissues perform a variety of functions, but the major functions of muscle tissues is to provide the movement to the body. And second is that it is also helpful in the maintaining body posture and positions. The classifications of muscle tissues. On the basis of structures and functions, muscle tissues can be classified into the three classes like the cardiac muscles, skeletal muscles and smooth muscles. So first of all, we will discuss to the cardiac muscles. Cardiac muscle tissue, also known as the myocardium. You can see the pictures of the cardiac muscles. It is striated. Striated means multi-layered. Branched, you can see the various branch of these tissues, and single nucleated, and only one nucleus can be seen in the center of these tissues. So now you can define that the cardiac muscles would be striated, branched and single nucleated. It is found only in the heart. Specialized to pump blood, means it is very helpful in the blood pumping. Involuntary inactions. Involuntary inaction means it is out of your control. It will act automatically and continuously without your control and coordination. Second is the skeletal muscles. You can see the pictures of skeletal muscles. You can see the pictures of skeletal muscles. Skeletal muscles made up by several long, thin and multinucleated muscles fiber, and that is the difference between the cardiac muscles and skeletal muscles. In cardiac muscles there would be only one nucleus, but in case of skeletal muscles there would be two or more nucleus. In these pictures you can see two nucleus which is represented by the blue color. It is attached to the bone by collagen fibers called tendons. This type of tissue is attached to the bone through the tendon. It is just about half of total body weight. It helps in the movement to other body parts like your hand, your fingers, your neck, your leg will move through these tissues. Voluntary in actions, it is voluntary in nature, means this type of muscles will totally under your control and coordination. When you want to move, you can move. When you want to stop, you can stop. Now the third type of muscle tissue is the smooth muscle tissues. Now you can see the pictures of smooth muscles. It is also unbranched, microscopic in shape and size. It consists of narrow spindle shaped cell with a single centrally located nucleus. Once again, the nucleus would be single in number and centrally located. Found in brain, stomach, liver, kidney, urinary bladder, intestine, etc. Provide movement by the slow contractions. It is involuntary in actions, means once again out of your control, you cannot control on these muscles. Now the comparison between cardiac muscles, skeletal muscles and smooth muscles tissues. You can see this table through which you can understand the differences between all three types of muscle tissues. Like if we would discuss to the locations of these tissues, then the cardiac muscles would be present in the heart only, the skeletal muscles would be present, would be attached to the bone, and smooth muscle tissue will present in the wall of internal organs. If you talk to the functions, then the cardiac muscles will help in the beating heart, skeletal muscles will help in the movement of bone, smooth muscle tissue will help in the movement of internal organs. If you want to know the control mode, then the cardiac muscles is involuntary in nature, skeletal muscles is voluntary in nature, while smooth muscles is involuntary in nature. Hence only the skeletal muscles is voluntary and all types of muscle tissue would be involuntary in nature. If you want to know about the shape, then the cardiac tissue would be branched, skeletal tissue would be long and cylinder, smooth muscle tissue would be unbranched and spindle. If you would like to understand the characteristics of these muscles, then the cardiac muscles would be striated, means multilayer, one or two nuclei would be present. Skeletal muscles would be striated, means multilayer, but many nuclei would be present. But in case of smooth muscles, it would be non-striated, means only single layered, and only one nuclei would be there. Now the third type of tissues is the connective tissues. The term connective tissues was introduced in 1830 by Johannes Peter Müller, and that is the important things about the connective tissues. These questions may ask in the exams. Who coined the term tissues? Connective tissues. Connective tissues is found in between other tissues everywhere in the body. As you can understand by the name of these tissues, connective tissues means these tissues will help to connect several other tissues. The connective tissues has three main components. It is made up by three main components, and that is the ground substance, the fibers and the cells. Now I can present a pictures in front of you through which you can understand the structure of connective tissues. In these pictures you can see the three main components of this type of tissues. First, the cells, which is represented by the circular. Second is the fibers, which is made up by the proteins, also known as the collagen fibers. Third is the matrix, it is the ground substance. Now, the functions of connective tissues. There are several functions of connective tissues, such as connect other tissues or organs. This is the main function of connective tissues. Support other tissues or organs, bind other tissues or organ, and separate other tissues or organs. To separate, to bind, to support, and to connect, these all are the functions which is performed by the connective tissues. Now, the classification of connective tissues. The connective tissue, based on their structures and functions, the connective tissues can be classified into the various groups of tissues, such as the loose connective tissues, also known as the areolar connective tissues. In this type of connective tissues, the cells will connect from each other with intracellular space. Second is the dense connective tissues. In such type of tissues, the intracellular space would be absent and each cell combined together tightly. The bone is solid in state and it would provide to the posture and support, mechanical support to the body. Adipose tissue, this is a fat tissue, it would provide to the fat to the body. Cartilage, flexible, contractible than bone. Blood, help in the circulation, transportation of gases. Liquid in states, means we can say that these tissue may be solid, liquid or semi-solid in nature. Now, fourth is the nervous tissues. Nervous tissues is made up by a group of two types of cell, and that is the nerve cell or neurons. The nerve cell or neurons help in the transmission, help into transmit the information in the form of chemicals. And second, neuroglia or glial cell that provide the nourishment to the nervous tissue. And that is very important thing about the nervous tissues. In the exams, questions may be asked as which cell provide the nourishment to the nervous tissues, and that is the neuroglia or glial cell. Glial cell will provide the nourishment to the nervous tissue, and nerve cell will help in the transmission of information and messages from one place to another place inside the body. The nervous tissue is found in the brain, spinal cord and nerves. That is the location of nervous tissue. Nervous tissue can be seen in the brain, spinal cord and other nerves. Now, the structure of nervous tissues, as I told you that the nervous tissues is a group of two type of cell, and that is the neuron and neuroglia. Inside pictures you can see the supporting cell neuroglia, and a long thread like structures you can see the neuron. As I told you in my previous videos that neuron is the largest body of the human body. It may up to the 1 meter in length. If we would know about the parts of a nerve cell, then it can be divided into three parts. First, a cyton, means the cell body, which is also known as the soma. You can see in cell body you can see a large centrally located nucleus. Second, the dendrites, cyton or cell body having so many dendrites in the form of thread or fibers. Third is the axon. It can be present in the middle part of the neuron cell. And fourth is the neuroglia. Neuroglia is the supporting cell of the nervous tissue that is help in the provide of nourishment to the nervous tissue. Now, second is on the function of nervous tissues. There are several functions which is performed by the nervous tissues, such as it is responsible for the coordinating and controlling many body activities. It stimulates muscles contractions. It creates an awareness of the environment and play a major role in emotions, memory and reasoning. So guys, there are so many functions which is performed by the nervous system. Now, on the basis of their origins, the tissues can be classified into three main groups. The first is the ectodermal tissues, second is the mesodermal tissues, and third is the endodermal tissues. As we know that all the triploblastic organism will origin from their the development of all organism will start from the triploblastic embryo. The first outer layer, second middle layer, and third inner layer. Inner layer will known as the endoderm, middle layer will known as the mesoderm, and outer layer will known as the ectodermal layer. Hence, these tissues will start origin from the embryonic development, like nervous system, digestive system, and epidermal tissues. These tissues are origin from the outer layer of embryo. Hence, such type of tissues would be known as the ectodermal tissues. The bones, muscles, blood, reproductive and excretory systems, and skin. These tissues are origin from the middle layer of embryo. Hence, such type of tissues would be known as the mesodermal tissues. And the lining of digestive tract, trachea, bronchi, lung, liver, pancreas, thyroid, parathyroid, urinary bladder, these all tissues are origin from the inner layer of embryo. Hence, these tissues can be said the endodermal tissues of organism. Now, I defined all the type of tissues on the basis of their cellular composition and on the basis of origin we have already discussed. Now, if you feel good to watch this video, then kindly subscribe the channels. I have a kind request to like,